Hello to all of our listeners, and welcome back to The Parent Solution, your one-stop shop for all things educational. I am, as usual, your host, Kimberly. Today's episode is covering an article that talks about homeschooling, and it's really encouraging to read. I wanted to share it with you. Now, the title of this article is Actress Sam Sorbo Shares Her Homeschooling Tips and Tricks. It can be found at dailysignal.com. Daily Signal is a news organization that covers politics, policy, more conservative commentary, and analysis. For those of you who know that we write blogs as well, it can also be found on our website, or rather the link, the source, can be found on our website. Now, this article was both informative and encouraging, as we can hear the real challenges and the real blessings of homeschooling from a working mother. Sam Sorbo is an actress, author, radio host, wife, and homeschooling mom. And in this article, she shared creative insight into why parents feel inadequate when it comes to educating their own children. She then goes on to offer some tips on how to go about successfully homeschooling your own kids. I'd like to just address something here as to why parents feel that they are not enough. Sam, in this article, shares that inadequacy is something that's taught in schools. I would agree with her on this. She says that schools are very adept at teaching us how inadequate we are. The truth is that when you are teaching your child a difficult subject such as math, the lessons are in the textbooks and the answers are in the back. And all that happens in a school situation is that the teacher rewrites the lesson on the board for all of the students to see. They may have a conversation about it, and then they continue with their work. It's not like the children each receive quality one-on-one time from the teacher in order to solve the problem on the board. In fact, many teachers will not answer a student's questions and will instead tell them to ask each other for the answer. Group work, while it does have its benefits, is not correct in this instance. When you are at home as a parent with your child and you're solving a math problem, you're giving them your hopefully undivided attention, and you both get to work through that problem until your answer matches up with the answer at the back of the book. You both get to be creative with how you use the formula and find the answer in ways that are the most effective and, of course, make sense for your child. Additionally, there's lots of online resources to help parents through the more challenging subjects. And as always, Star Students is here to help. Learning is supposed to be fun, and if we're going to keep that precious learning curiosity alive in children, then school needs to be more than a building where children are force-fed formulas and prescribed ways of thinking and solving problems and ideologies. Children need to feel empowered, and so do their parents, because no one is putting time into them like you are. The next question I'd like to address, that Sam also talks about in this article, she asks, why isn't homeschooling in mainstream media? So put simply, mainstream media is not about helping people think outside the box, and it never has been. You can say what you like, but that's the truth. Mainstream media uses strategies of fear and coercion and popularity and trends to in fact push you into a box and make you feel that alternatives are non-existent. Now let me tell you, there is always an alternative. As a parent of your child, you have the right to maintain that every educational choice that's made in your home is for the benefit of your child and for your family. And as much as outside influences would like to rule your home, you do not have to give them that authority. It starts with realizing that you as the parent have the most pertinent information about your child. It begins with understanding that the school system is supposed to be working for you, and if you find that it's not up to par with your standards, then you absolutely do not have to continue with it. Teachers are part of the educational team for your child, regardless of where they're located and what school they may work for, or if they're independent. If they're not doing their job, you can fire them and move on with another educational tactic that works better for you and your family. You will find that you won't get caught up in a lot of the guilt that traditional education systems try to place on you for not putting your child in school. Just think about it this way. Does the employer feel guilty for firing the employee who's not doing the job properly? No. The school system works for you, not the other way around. Remember that and take power from it. Now we get to the very encouraging part of the article, some name dropping. While I am someone who believes that you should do what is right for you and your family, it is encouraging to know that there are other people out there who also homeschool. This article actually provides a list of celebrities that homeschool their own children. Now, among these, we have Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. We have Jennifer Lopez. We have Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. We have Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman. We have Kris Jenner. We have Emma Thompson. That's just a few. Now, there's a variety of reasons why parents choose to homeschool their children, but the most important reason is that homeschooling benefits the child. There's not much else that can top the advantages that come with homeschooling. Just a few to list off quickly. You get one-on-one learning with your child. You get education according to your child's specific needs. You as the parent can be active and involved in your child's education. You have the freedom of making learning fun and continuous during and outside of a regular lesson plan, and you have the advantages of a flexible study schedule. There's one really, really good quote in this article here, and I wanted to just end the podcast with this. Sam Sorbo said, "You can't be your public school at home. Thank goodness you can't be the public school at home. So don't try to be that. Be better than that. Be you at home as the educator, and you can be better than all of that put together. Because why? Because you love your kids." That is all for this week's episode of The Parent Solution. If you have any comments or questions, either about this issue or others that have come up for you, you can always find me on social media. It's Star Students on Facebook and LinkedIn, or starstudents.learning on Instagram. You can also reach out through email, which is all over social media channels. Thank you, as always, so much for listening, and I'll be back next week.